Today topic IC engines. Before going to IC engine explanation, what is engine? What is IC engine? What is the different types of classifications? What are the various classifications of IC engine? What are the various strokes? How they are working? These are all explaining today in this topic. First IC engine. First initially we going to explain about engine. What is meant by engine? Engine is a device which is used to convert one form of energy into another form. In that, heat engine, we have to discussing heat engine. Why? Because IC engines means its dealings with heat engines. Heat engine, a form of energy converted into mechanical, that is heat energy. First, IC engine discussing. Engines are two categories. First one IC engine, second one EC engine. IC engine, IC means internal combustion engine, and the second one is external first one internal combustion engine, second one external combustion engine. Combustion take place inside the cylinder. Combustion take place inside the cylinder called as internal combustion engines, that is IC engine, whereas combustion takes outside the cylinder, that is external combustion engine. What is IC? What is EC? Suppose it is a cylinder, let me that. Fuel burn inside the cylinder. Fuel burn inside the cylinder called as IC engine, internal combustion engine. The combustion take place completely inside the cylinder called as IC engine. Whereas combustion take place outside the cylinder. Cylinder kaakunda baita the combustion take place outside the cylinder called as external combustion engine. Okay, we discussing about IC engines right now. IC engines. First one, engine lo, in engines, first one, chemical energy of a fuel. Chemical energy of a fuel converted into heat energy. Then after heat energy converted into mechanical energy. First one. First, in cylinder, first there are 4 strokes: suction stroke, compression, expansion, final one exhaust stroke. In that only, in first one chemical energy of a fuel, that is diesel, petrol, gas, those are enter into cylinder chamber. Then after combustion take place inside the cylinder. Then after combustion we have bulk amount of heat energy. So whenever combustion take place inside the cylinder, heat energy will be released. That is the heat energy. After that heat energy, we have to utilize mechanical energy. These processes are occurred in the IC engine. How to convert chemical energy of a fuel into heat energy of a fuel converted into mechanical energy, I will explain right now. In IC engine, 4 strokes are there. 4 strokes. First one, suction stroke. And second one, compression stroke. Third one, expansion or power stroke. Final one, exhaust stroke. So IC engine, there are 4 strokes, namely first one suction stroke, second one compression, third one expansion or power stroke, fourth one exhaust stroke. So I am explaining these strokes one by one clearly. Is a cylinder. So we have to take in a cylinder. It is a piston. TDC, top dead center, whereas BDC, bottom dead center, where the piston moves upmost top maximum level, that is called top dead center, whereas upmost bottom, that is bottom dead center. This is a piston, this is a cylinder, these are inlet valve, these are exhaust valve. Right now we are discussing about petrol engine, so it is a spark plug. Okay, piston moves TDC to BDC. It means volume increases, then after decreases. The first one is suction stroke. What happening in suction stroke? First one, in suction stroke, inlet valve open, outlet valve closed. In suction stroke, inlet valve open, outlet, that is exhaust valve closed. When piston moves from TDC to BDC, piston positions. When piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, then what happening? It is a completely closed area. Whenever piston moves top dead center to bottom dead center, then create a vacuum. When vacuum created, through inlet valve with the help of carburetor, air plus fuel will be entering to the cylinder chamber. So first one, suction means suck chesukodam. In that suction, when the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, then vacuum created inside the cylinder. Then automatically pressure varies. When pressure varies, through the help of carburetor, air plus fuel will be entering to the cylinder chamber. Where the questions arise like this: in suction stroke, exhaust valve are closed. In suction stroke, inlet valve are open. In suction stroke, the piston movement BDC to TDC. These are objective questions like coming across the competitor. First one, suction stroke. What happened in suction stroke? Inlet valve open, exhaust valve closed, piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center. Through the help of carburetor, air plus fuel will be entering to the cylinder chamber. These are all in only suction stroke. Second one, compression stroke. What is compression stroke? It means anything compresses. When volume will be decreases, it means compresses. Suppose I have to take in a bowl, it is a part of gas. When I am applying a plunger to move down, it means the molecules will be closely. Whenever molecule is closely, the pressure will be automatically increased, and pressure volume relations. Whenever volume decreases, pressure will be increases. Whenever volume will be increases, pressure will be decreases. The pressure and volume relation given under Boyle's law. Boyle's law says like that: at constant temperature, the pressure is inversely proportional to its absolute volume. Whenever volume decreases, pressure will be increases. In second stroke, here right now, piston. In second stroke, what happening? The piston moves from BDC to TDC. What happening? This much volume will be, volume ఏమైంది? Volume decrease అయింది. When volume decreases, the pressure will be increases. The pressure will be increases. The second concept is that in compression stroke, inlet valve closed, exhaust valve closed, but piston movements from BDC to TDC. When piston moves from BDC to TDC, it means bottom dead center to top dead center, the volume will be decreases. Whenever volume decreases, the pressure will be automatically rise. At compression stroke, high pressure is there. High pressure is there. The questions coming in this: in compression stroke, both valves are opened, both valves are closed, inlet open, exhaust closed, exhaust open, inlet closed. What happening? In compression stroke, both valves are closed, and in compression stroke, the piston movement is TDC to BDC, BDC to TDC, ideal. Then the piston, in this answer, the piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center. Next, in these questions, compression stroke, the pressure will be, what happening? The pressure will be increases, volume will be. So these questions are coming across compression stroke. First one, suction stroke. In suction stroke, air plus fuel will be entered with the help of carburetor. Questions many times are coming across exams. What is the function of carburetor? To mix the air plus fuel as per stoichiometric ratio. And third one is expansion stroke. So here high pressure is there and compressed fuel, that is petrol or diesel, in compression stroke. At that time a spark plug is given 20 to 20,000 volts of spark. Whenever ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ యొక్క కంప్రెషన్ జరిగిందో హై ఫ్లూయిడ్, హై టెంపరేచర్స్, high pressure undi, then the spark plug given a spark. When spark provided the high pressure fluid, that is petrol or diesel, then automatically combustion take place. When combustion take place, high amount of heat energy will be released. First initially we have saying that chemical energy of a fuel converted into heat energy, then after mechanical energy. First chemical energy we have to take in petrol, diesel, then after burning heat energy will be there. Whenever spark provide, the fluid will be burned and gives high much of energy. When gives high much of energy, it will be acting upon cylinder or piston. In expansion, before going to expansion stroke, after compression, whenever take place combustion in the question, then after compression stroke and before the expansion power stroke, then high amount of energy will be released. After high combustion of energy, this much of energy will be forced on the piston. Whenever the energy placed on the piston, then automatically it moves downwards, it gives energy, so called as expansion or power stroke. In the 4 strokes, only 1 stroke is power stroke, that is remaining strokes are ideal. These are the 3 strokes are ideals, 1 stroke are power stroke. These strokes are called as expansion or power stroke. When high amount of energy is there, that much of energy will be placed on the impinges, that is applying on the piston, then the piston moves from where to where, TDC to BDC. In this expansion or power stroke, both valves are closed, then automatically piston moves from TDC to BDC. The remaining 3 strokes, those are ideal. Here only one and only power stroke, that is expansion or power stroke. And the final is exhaust stroke. After combustion take place, so after combustion of fuel, some exhaust, that is exhaust gas is there. These exhaust gases are flow through the exhaust valve, flows through the exhaust valve. In the stroke, inlet valve closed, only exhaust valve are open. Then this time the exhaust unburnt gases, flue gases are there, exhaust through the exhaust valve when the piston moves from BDC to TDC. So these are the 4 strokes. First one suction stroke, second one compression stroke, third one expansion stroke, fourth one exhaust stroke. First, the questions are arising like that. In suction stroke, what happening? In suction stroke, air plus fuel will be entered into the cylinder with the help of carburetor. In suction stroke, inlet valve are opened, exhaust valve are closed. And whenever it will be occurred in suction, when the piston moves from TDC to BDC, ఎప్పుడైతే టాప్ డెడ్ సెంటర్ నుండి బాటమ్ డెడ్ సెంటర్కి మూవ్ అవుతుందో అక్కడ వ్యాక్యూమ్ క్రియేట్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఆ యొక్క పెట్రోల్ విల్ బి ఎంటర్ ఇన్ టు ద సిలిండర్ ఛాంబర్. అండ్ సెకండ్ వన్ కంప్రెషన్ స్ట్రోక్. ఇన్ కంప్రెషన్ స్ట్రోక్, ఇన్లెట్ వాల్వ్ అండ్ అవుట్లెట్ వాల్వ్ బోత్ ఆర్ క్లోజ్డ్. ద piston movement will be moves from bottom dead center to top dead center. Then volume will be decreases, the pressure will be increases. When high pressure fluid is there, in that a spark plug provides 20 to 20,000 of watts to the cylinder chamber. Then cylinder chamber automatically combustion take place. When combustion take place, high amount of fluid energy will be there. It will be impinges on the piston and moves downwards. This only expansion stroke or power stroke. Only this stroke only power will be delivered. The remaining strokes are ideal. In expansion stroke, both valves are closed and the piston will be moves from TDC to BDC. These are the only power stroke. Finally, exhaust stroke. It means existence of flue or unburnt gases. Whenever the piston moves from BDC to TDC, the unburnt particles and flue gases are removing from the exhaust valve. It's also called as a scavenging process. In that, exhaust valves are opened, inlet valve are closed, the piston movements from BDC to TDC. These are related to IC engines, that is petrol engine. These are related to petrol engine. we have discussing right now only for petrol engine. Petrol engine working is different from diesel engine. Right now we have discussing about petrol engine. Next concept, diesel engine. Working of diesel engine. Here are the same concept, a little bit different from petrol. First one, the strokes are common. First one, suction stroke. Second one, compression stroke. Third one, exhaust or power stroke. Fourth one, expansion or power stroke. Fourth one, exhaust stroke. So here similar that of petrol engine, at a small variation I will be explain that. Same concept like that. First one, in the suction stroke, the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center. Then automatically vacuum created. When vacuum is created in petrol engine, in suction stroke, air plus fuel will be entering into the cylinder with the help of carburetor. That is in petrol engine. But here in suction stroke, only air will be admitted to the cylinder chamber. Only air will be entered into the cylinder chamber. The question will be arranged like this. In suction stroke, in diesel engine, what are the components enter into the cylinder? First one, air plus fuel, air plus diesel, all of the above. In like that, first one we are saying like that. In suction stroke, in diesel engine, only air will be entered into the cylinder. Remembering like that here, in petrol engine, air plus fuel will be entered into the cylinder with the help of carburetor. In petrol engine. Whereas diesel engine suction stroke, only air will be entered into the cylinder. The main difference from petrol engine to diesel engine. Actually, in petrol engine spark plug is there. Here diesel engine, fuel injector is there. First one, so in suction stroke, the piston moves from TDC to BDC, top dead center to bottom dead center. Then inlet valve only opened, exhaust valve were closed. When the piston moves from TDC to BDC, automatically vacuum created. When vacuum created, then only air will be drawn into the cylinder in that suction stroke. And second one is compression stroke, as similar to petrol engine. When the piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center, automatically the volume will be decreases. When volume will be decreases, then pressure will be increases. High pressure will be increases. It means highly pressure, intensity pressure is there. Then compression, after compression stroke, fuel injector will be inject the fuel. Fuel injector be, when high pressure air is there, then fuel will be injected. When fuel will be injected, high pressure of air is there. Both are mixing, then automatically burning take place. In petrol engine, first suction stroke, air plus fuel will be entered, and then after, at the time of spark plug, at the time of compression, spark plug will provide the 20 to 23 volts. But here there is no spark plug, only fuel injector. After compression, high pressurized air is there. When the amount of fuel will be injected to the cylinder, the combustion take place automatically. High amount of energy will be released. These are occurred in compression stroke. In compression stroke, both the valves are closed. The piston moves from bottom dead center to TDC. When combustion take place, when high amount of energy is there, it will be applied on the piston head. Then automatically the piston moves from TDC to BDC. It's called expansion stroke. In expansion stroke, inlet valves and exhaust valve both are closed. Only one power stroke is there. And finally, similar to the petrol engine, exhaust stroke. When after combustion, unburned gases and burned gases are completely away from the cylinder. That is, in that piston moves from bottom dead center to TDC. Then the gas will be through the exhaust valve. This process also called as scavenging process. These are the main difference. We will discussing what are the differences between petrol engine whereas diesel engine. So similar that of both of them, petrol engine, diesel engine. Okay, right now just differences. First one, petrol engine, diesel engine. Just difference. Petrol engine also called as spark ignition. Why? Because a spark plug is used to and a spark is given to combustion take place. Also called as spark ignition, called as SI engine. Petrol engine also called as a spark ignition, that is SI engine. Whereas diesel engine, combustion ignition gives the compressed will be given the fluid, nothing but petrol or diesel. This called as CI engine. It means compressed ignition engine. Next, second point, in petrol engine, basically also called as SI engine, CI engine. Here spark plug is provided, compression is there. Here spark plug 20 to 20,000 of volts will be provided at spark plug. CI engine, there is no supply of any watts. Okay, these are the some of the basic difference between the petrol engine and diesel engine. And petrol also, the quality of petrol will be measured in octane number. The available Indian octane number is 100 to 120. Whereas diesel, the quality of diesel will be cetane number. It will be available in India standards 80 to 100. The quality of petrol will be checked in octane number, whereas quality of diesel will be checked in cetane number. What are the Indian standards for available diesel cetane number? It means 80 to 100, whereas the octane number is 100 to 120. These are the basic variations.